Welcome to Smart Investing Nigeria. Instead of boring definitions, let's hear a story.
All right, let's just get right to it. Is the stock market just a big, complicated scam designed to take your money? You know, it's a question I hear all the time, especially here in Nigeria. So today, let's finally tackle this head on and figure out what's really going on.
And you know what? Let's be totally real about this. It's a valid feeling. I mean, when you hear about market crashes or you see these crazy charts that make absolutely no sense, it's easy to think the whole system is rigged, right? That it's set up against you. If that's how you feel, trust me, you are not alone. So many Nigerians share that exact same skepticism.
But what if that common view, that feeling that it's all a big scam, is actually built on a simple misunderstanding? What if the stock market isn't a game of chance at all, but something much more solid and real? The truth might just be the complete opposite of what so many of us have been led to believe. Okay, this right here gets to the absolute heart of the matter. A Ponzi scheme? Look, it's just a money shuffling trick, plain and simple. New money comes in to pay off the old investors, and it keeps going until the whole thing just, poof, collapses. No real value is ever created. The stock market, though, is fundamentally different. It's not about shuffling money around. It's about buying a piece of a real business, a company that actually sells things and earns a real profit.
So when we talk about our own Nigerian exchange group, the NGX, we're not talking about some abstract betting game. No way. What we're actually talking about is a real marketplace where you can buy and sell ownership in actual operating Nigerian companies.
And these aren't just some random names on a computer screen. Think about this for a second. You can literally own a piece of GTCO, that's the company behind your GT Bank account, or a slice of Dangote Cement, Zenith Bank, or even MTN Nigeria. These are businesses you see, you interact with, you use every single day. And that right there is the key. Every single day, these companies are out there working. GT Bank is processing our transactions. Dangote is literally building the country with its cement. MTN is connecting millions of us. They're generating real money from real everyday business activities.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, how does that profit get back to me? Well, it's actually really straightforward. When these companies do well and make a profit, they often share a piece of it directly with their owners. That's the shareholders. And that payment you receive, your slice of the profits, that's what we call a dividend.
You know, if that still feels a little bit abstract, that's totally okay. Let's strip this all down with a super simple story that I think will make the whole idea click.
So let's start with this number. Imagine a community of about 1,000 people, all living and working in the same area. Okay, now imagine all 1,000 of these people decide, hey, let's pool our money together. So they each put in some cash, creating one big fund. And they have a very specific goal in mind, to build a business that will serve their whole community. And what do they decide to build with all that money they've pooled together? A pure water factory. Something tangible, something real. A business that everyone understands, making a product that people need and buy every single day.
So before you know it, the factory's up and running, it's bagging water, selling it all over the community. And at the end of the year, after paying for all the supplies and the salaries, there's money left over. It's made a solid profit. The whole venture was a huge success. So what happens to all that profit? Well, it gets divided up and paid out to every single one of those original 1,000 people who contributed the money to start the factory. Their investment in the business, it's paid off. That contribution to the factory, that little piece of the pie that you put in, that right there, that is a share. A share is simply your piece of ownership in a business, and it's your right to its future profits. It's really that simple.
Which, brings us right back to where we started, to our big question. When you look at it this way, not as some complex, scary financial game, but as simple business ownership, is the stock market really a scam? Or is it possible that it's just one of the most misunderstood ideas out there? Maybe the real issue isn't some rigged system, but just a lack of clear understanding. Now that you've seen the core idea, the simple truth behind it, what do you think?